North Mason Regional Fire Authority with Jeromy Hicks. Hey, Jeromy.
How you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Jeff and Vicky.
I know. I like that.
We good time at the Gala Friday night, looking sharp.
Yeah, what an awesome event. That
Nice.
is a good venue down there at the Little Creek, and they put on a good spread
I
for
saw
us.
the menu. That looked really
Yeah, yeah. A lot of great awards went out.
Yeah, a lot of wonderfully deserving folks. All the nominees, of course, too, do
Obviously,
great
yeah.
work for the community. Fire Department, North Mason Regional Fire Authority. What we have on the docket here today?
Well, I brought up a couple new things. Obviously, with the beginning of the year, we have business fire inspections that are going out, and everybody always, when you say inspection,
Get a little nervous.
Yeah, business owners get a little nervous.
I'm
But
not going to be at the office that day.
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
reschedule.
exactly.
Calling
What day
in
is that
sick.
going to be? No, we do it every year. We have a lot of information on our website about how businesses could be very successful in the first attempt, and I would say 90% of our businesses. This is not a new program. We've been doing it going on 10 years now. And 90% of our businesses are successful the first attempt, and we really provide this service to our businesses because it keeps our insurance rating low. And a lot of businesses just think that fire inspection is a negative thing. We come in and we can fine you and shut you down, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Most of the time, we like to come in and give you hints on how to make things better, and again, by the second inspection, 99% of the businesses are 100% compliant. The insurance companies love it. We're making the customers safer. We're making the employees safer, and the businesses. A business has a fire in it, they shut down for a couple weeks, and 79% of businesses that have a fire will not reopen. That's a statistic shown. So. And it really cascades. You have a business catches on fire, they don't bring in revenue, the employees don't get to come to work, they don't make revenue, and then by the time the businesses do get rebuilt, the employees have gone somewhere else because they can't, they have to work, and customers have gone somewhere else because they need to get whatever the service is, and we're just trying to prevent all that from happening. So, again, we've had a really good success rate up in North Mason through an educational campaign, not a enforcement campaign.
So you don't go up there and say, hey, we're coming in without telling you, and obviously these things are wrong, and we're going to shut you down. That's
Correct.
Not how it works.
Yeah, everybody always gets opportunity to fix the corrections. Now, if we're going fourth or fifth time, we're coming back.
And we have a problem.
Yeah, we have a problem because obviously, the business doesn't want to fix whatever it happens to be. For major corrections, we used to have the big thing back in 2005 was hood systems in restaurants. They changed the standards on what kind of hood and suppression system you have to have. And that was expensive for some businesses to put in. And instead of coming and saying, you have to do it right now, we said, okay, well, let's figure out a way over the next year or two that you can make this work. Maybe install one component now and the other component later. And, oh, by the way, we need to, get this stuff fixed. And let's make a plan for you to come in and become compliant. And a different approach, but it worked. We have all compliant hood systems in the north end of the county now within our response area, which is if you would have told me 5 years ago that was going to happen, I would not have taken that bet. And it was just the kind of the way we worked with the businesses, and really I think the businesses started to recognize that we're not there to be the big enforcer. We're there to make them safe and
to help them.
Yeah, absolutely. And restaurants are the number one business that out of that, I said that 79% that don't reopen, a large majority of that is restaurants. I mean, you can't survive if you're out of business for a couple months.
What's a common overlook by the business owner that within the next visit it's fixed? What's a common thing? A light out on an exit sign or something like that?
You nailed it. Exit signs are huge. Emergency lighting for like assembly occupancies, restaurants and stuff have to have emergency lighting. And it's something you don't look at very often. Sure. You go in and out of that door, it doesn't even faze you. and batteries go bad, light bulbs go bad, and it's usually if we're there, they'll have it fixed before we leave. The businesses stock them now, and we've been starting to carry like fire extinguisher holders and light bulbs and just some common stuff in our vehicles that here go screw this in, or and giving them different ways to upgrade their lights to LEDs, which will last forever. I always joke that the light bulb lasts 364 days because I guarantee that they will go out just before we get here. And you can almost remember the business. We have 280 something occupancies we inspect up there. And you can remember the business, and you can remember that light, and you can remember it was out last year, and you can remember that they fixed it, but it's out again. Right. And it's just, okay, we need to upgrade your your exit sign here. So. But it works out really good, and I encourage business owners to go to our website and look at the inspection forms there. They see exactly what we're checking for, and cites all the code references. And again, if businesses are having a hard time, we'll work with you. We'd rather you be compliant than non-compliant.
Sure, and willing to have a discussion versus...
Absolutely.
We're not even talking to you.
Right.
And unfortunately, that does happen a couple times, and that's just not good. We're really there to make sure that your business is safe and the customers, and obviously there's a different level between like an office building, where you have a couple employees, and a restaurant where you have a transient population of 300-400 people. It could kind of go through there through a day, or 300 or 400 people that could be in there at night, watching an event. So we want to make sure everybody stays safe.
That's a good one. What else you got on your list, Tuss?
Well, we got the firefighter stair climb coming up here, and that's in March, and that's where the firefighters climb the Columbia Tower to raise money for leukemia. And we've kind of, throughout the years, we've done fundraisers, and we're pairing up this year with Central Mason Fire. They're doing a couple fundraisers, we're doing one, and I wanted to advertise them all because they all go to a good cause. And North Mason is doing one at Bentbine Brewery, of course. It's
nice.
What a nice place, No, Bentbine Brewery's been an awesome partner up there. And that's on February 3rd, the day before Super Bowl.
Okay.
And they're doing a fundraiser. Come by, grab a pint, and help donate to that. And I know Central Mason's doing a couple. The one that I am going to enter this year, because it's a chili cook-off, is Bob's Tavern, and that's on March 3rd. They're doing it right down here in town. And that is not a new fundraiser. They've been doing that for years, and I guess it's very successful down here.
Very cool. I've not been to Bob's Tavern
So
yet.
March
that was
3rd.
Like the first thing I saw when I I'm like, chicken on the go.
I hear it is quite the thing. So, Jeff came down and judged my chili in the north end of the county, so he can't be a judge here now. But we'll...
Wait. I can be
Central Mason's calling him right now. Hey, come, you know what is chili.
I can be a great judge, even if I have tasted yours before.
Yeah, you know what? He did spend all day long tasting the chilies there.
Yeah.
So March 3rd, and I don't know the time. Central Mason Fire, you get on their website and look up the local, the firefighters local there can tell you the time. I'm sure it's a noon o'clock start or somewhere around there.
See if they need any celebrity judges on that one.
Yeah, Central Mason. Paramedic Frazier is the guy that runs that, and he does a great job every single year, and it gives me a hard time too. So this year I'm going to have to do it.
Well, I will say that your chili is pretty darn good.
Well, thank you.
I remember that. I still remember.
I am getting nervous. I ain't gonna lie, coming up to this because
there's some competition.
Competition,
yeah. Other firefighters will come up and
fun. And that's a big thing. Firefighters love cooking, and they always love trying new recipes and things like that. You do see it on TV, but it's a real thing, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to figure out how firefighters and chili got together back in the day. Obviously, that is it. But usually, when you see cook-offs involving firefighters, it's always chili, and I don't know what the reasoning is behind that. And maybe before next month, I'll find the answer and bring it to you.
You also wanted to talk about schools and have some plans on schools. Is that right today?
Yeah. So I got a meeting following this one here for North Mason School District. We've been working with them collectively, Central Mason and North Mason Fire, on helping them with their emergency operation plan. And it's kind of one of those things that we don't talk about very often, but when events do happen, these plans get taken off the shelf, and unfortunately they don't get used very often. And I guess it's fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it. And we've really taken the stance this year after a couple of events up in North Mason that we want to meet monthly. We want to continually talk about how this plan works, how we could revitalize this plan, how we could revamp the plan. We've involved the sheriff's office, has been there since day one, helping us through the process too. And I think the big thing is we recognized after those events that there was a couple things that you could sit around a table and you could do this on paper and it looks really good and that makes sense, and then you run the plan, you're like, whoa, that was not the best way to do that, or here's a better way we could do that. So we're taking those couple scenarios we had and we're going through the plan, and the end of this is we're going to update the plan and then put this on a tabletop exercise and eventually a full-scale drill and run it, see how it works. And I don't think there's a lot of schools that do that. I think there's a lot of schools that say, yeah, we do it, we revitalize our plan, and we've been involved in North Mason for 10, 15 years sitting through their plan. It's required. Once a year they go through the plan. I think that's where it stops for a lot of schools. And if you don't constantly review that and teach people how to operate that plan, then you're gonna forget it. And just like us, take going and putting on snow chains right now. If you go to speak to somebody in Clallam, I bet they could put their snow chains on in about 2 minutes. I'd be out there for an hour and a half trying to figure it out.
I have not a clue how to do that.
Yeah, I think I've done it twice. It is something that you have to do over and over again.
Absolutely.
Don't you lay them on the ground
and roll over them or something?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you
do it. We need a training on chains.
So we're going to be working on that plan here, and getting the teachers. Paramedic Haggie from Central Mason has gone around and helped teach some of the high school, middle school, and we're doing the grade schools, and we've developed a command structure class on how this all works. So we're teaching the principals and teaching their command staff of how this all works. So eventually we're going to get to the point where we're going to be able to do an exercise, and then we could take different components of this and go, okay, now it's a active shooter situation, or now it's a lockdown situation, or now it's a fire situation, or now it's a hurt person situation, and we just plug these into the scenario, and we could continuously run them. I mean, at the end of the day, the plan is the same. It's just the different aspects of how you get to the plan.
That is good. That is good to keep peace of mind, and I think probably a lot of the parents and staff would appreciate knowing that these drills are talked about and updated for sure.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Very important.
All right, I think you guys got to get out, start working on your weather forecast, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have
be our guest weather guy today.
Weather guy
celebrity
today.
guest
I like it.
weather guy.
All right. Well, nice to talk with you.
Yeah, you
Good
too,
to
Jeff.
see
We'll see you next month.